Welcome to The Other Side of the Page, a bookish podcast where we yap about the books we love
and the songs that give us main character energy.
We're here to sift through the chaos that is our TBR.
And to let you know why a book might just be your next favorite read.
I'm Britt, dramatic plot twist lover and champion for MMCs needing to be more pathetic and down bad.
And I'm Hannah, reader of at least 5 books at once and a detailed fantasy map enthusiast.
Every Wednesday, press play on a brand new bookish episode.
And stay up to date with the books we will be covering by following us on social media at Other Side of the Page Pod over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Threads.
And don't forget to follow, rate, and review the podcast a shining 5 stars on your preferred platform because it helps us so much with visibility.
Yes, and this week I'm so excited because we are judging books by their covers.
We sure are.
Non-derogatory, of course.
Non-derogatory. We're showing beautiful covers.
Yes.
And we're going to be talking about the books that we chose based on the cover, what covers we're still obsessing over on our shelves, and showing you a little bit of what we have going on here in our bookish collection. So grab an iced coffee
or iced chai,
and let's turn the page together.
So, dear reader, we will not be going over any long synopses for these books or triggers. So please check those out if you want to read any of these that we go over.
Yes, and we will be doing our best to avoid spoilers. We probably won't be talking about these books much in depth at all. But if we say anything, we apologize in advance. We probably won't this episode. And we also wanted to give a disclaimer that we have piles of books with us right now. So, unfortunately, if you're just listening to this episode, you'll just get the title, maybe like a brief description of the cover. We will have this video uploaded on YouTube. We have all of our podcasts uploaded as videos on YouTube. But for this episode in particular, that way you can see all of the covers that we're talking about. And of course, we'll post some clips too, so you can see it on socials.
Yes. So the theme of this episode, the theme song of this episode is gorgeous.
Of course it
because
is.
These books are gorgeous.
Yes.
We are mood readers to our core. And really have like no routine of like books that we choose. It's all based on vibes. But I think part of being a mood reader too is discovering books based on their covers.
Yes.
And that's how I've discovered a lot of new artists or really kind of determined if I want to read a book or not. So I know the saying is like, don't judge a book by its cover, but it's actually opened up a lot more books for me and new authors based off of some covers.
Yeah. And it's rare that like I won't read a book based on the cover. There are a couple of books I looked at and I was like, oh, maybe not for me. But if I've gotten it like recommended to me or something and the cover's not my favorite, I'm not going to let that deter me. However, there are times that I've known nothing about a book and purchased it just because of how beautiful it is. So we're going to go over a few of those ones right now. So some random books that we picked up solely on the cover, no thoughts, just vibes.
Yeah. My first one, Britt laughs because I always bring this book up. It's like one that I always talk about that she has not read yet. But it's The Band of Bookshop of Maggie Banks. And the yellow stood out to me like when it was on the shelf. And I'm like, And then
is that yellow?
Sitting? Yeah, it's yellow.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It looks
orange. It's yellow.
You said yellow and my brain went, that is not yellow.
It's yellow. I'll send you a picture right now. It is. Thanks. It's yellow.
Because
in the picture it does not look yellow, but it is. 100%. It's like a gold.
Okay. That's so fair. But you held it up and said yellow and my brain immediately was like, that is incorrect.
This color stood out to me. And then she just looks adorable, just sitting cross-legged reading. But the way she's sitting cross-legged, I don't know if you remember back in college, one of my profile pictures is me like sitting cross-legged like this in like a library. So that's what it reminded me of. But definitely judged this book, loved it. Then the other book, I don't know. I think it's on my shelf somewhere, but it's such a random book. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's read it. I know nothing about this author or anything, but it's called Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. And I read this, I don't even know how long ago. It was a very long time ago. But the cover glows in the dark. So it has like yellow books on it that glow in the dark. And that's
amazing.
Only reason I picked up this book. And it's one of the first books that got me like back into reading too near the end of college. So
I love
those are like 2 that stuck out that were totally random reads for me.
Yep. My first book is one of now my favorite series. And everyone, if you've listened, if you've talked to us, you know. So this was actually a book of the month pick. I opened it. I did not read the description. I did not do any. I pressed add to box and said, this is for me. That is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. This is the Blackwell's special edition with the black sprayed edges and the gold foiling. I saw this cover and said, "You're coming home with me. You're coming home with me." And then it became my entire personality. And we've got to chat with Kaylee a couple of times, and we both like love her just so much. So I'm just gonna also throw, now we have this beauty Enchantra in there as well. Yeah, I think even Hannah texted me when the Book of the Month picks were released and was like, "Did you get this?"
Yeah. I was like, don't even look at any other options. Like, just get this one based on the cover alone. Like, I don't even have to read the description.
This next one is, I think, truly one of the most beautiful book covers I have ever seen in my life.
We need to read it.
We do need to read it. We need to read it. I saw the author on TikTok and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. But then I saw the cover and said, I need it. And it's Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. And my ring light here, I like, you guys, if you can
gorgeous.
See. And then the pages are gold foiled all the way around, gold foiled. And it is just like, even the back, like without the foiling, but it travels around the side here. Truly one of the prettiest books. The Barnes & Noble special edition was like a pinky color, but I think this is prettier in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then the other book that I have, because I have a bunch of books we're going to go through, but one that I just solely, I was in Barnes & Noble. I don't know what this book is about. I don't know anything, but I saw the cover and said, oh, that's kind of pretty. This is the kicker. This is what happened to me, right? So I opened the book, and Hannah's the fantasy map enthusiast here. However, I opened the book to find a full color stained glass window inspired map. Like, are you joking? And I think is it at the back? Yeah. Also,
are you joking?
Also at the back, I said, yeah, you're coming home with me.
Yeah.
So, and that's my phrase for when I take books home and know nothing about them. You're coming home with me. This is mine now. Yeah. And this book also has, so this is one of my only books that has deckled edges. People they have opinions on the deckled edges of a book. I think that it gives it like an old school kind of like weathered vibe. I wouldn't want all my books to have deckled edges, but I think that it's really cool for like fantasy, for like a certain vibe of book. So I picked up Foxglove King solely because of that stained glass fantasy map.
Yeah. So let's talk about some other gorgeous covers as we go on. But one I want to talk about, because I was very hesitant to jump into cowboy romances.
She sure was.
And then Britt showed me the cover of these books, and I was like, sold. And they just get better and better. And like Lila Sage talks about how all 4 of these books are like the sunrise, the sunset, all of that, like, which I think is so cool. And I forgot that this was in here, but there's also a little character art in my book here that I found. But these covers are just gorgeous. Love them.
And like, I think we should take a moment too to shout out the incredible artists that work on these covers. Your work is so incredible, especially in the ever growing, ever prominent like AI invaded space for art. Having real artists commissioned to do these incredible covers, like, that just will never go out of style, and that will never be like, AI cannot do what humans can do. And I'm just so grateful that these people share their talents with both the authors and us, because these shelf trophies are everything. And we're talking about, we'll stay in the romance space. I actually have 3 books by this author who we love, Tara DeWitt. So these 2, Savor It and Left It Forever, stunning, gorgeous, slay. This one in particular, Left It Forever, is one of the like hottest covers I've ever seen in my entire life. And not hot in like a male model on the cover, but hot in like this is yearning captured on the book. But while we're here, we'll get into more special editions. I have a special edition of Savor It. And
it's beautiful.
This book has the edges, Fisher and Sage on the back of this book. The cover, reversible. The cover is reversible. Best part of the book, though,
I love that.
A postcard. The book is a postcard from Spoons. Guys, I saw this again. You're coming home with me is the theme of this episode. And I sent this to Hannah and said, I didn't even think. I literally didn't even hesitate. I didn't check a bank account. Nary a thought went through my brain except I need this right now. But all of Tara's covers are stunning. And actually, Rootbound, her baby indie debut, is getting an upgrade, and it's very similar to these covers. We don't have an exact release date, but I also imagine Silas's book is going to be in the same vein, and I cannot wait to see what comes out of that one.
I know. Another random romance book that I picked up based on the cover is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. But I just it reminds me of Bewitched, like the 70s kind of cartoonish that I just thought was so cute. This one was on the back. I was going to say it's adorable, and it literally says utterly adorable on the back, but definitely cute.
I have another really unique romance that I have not quite read yet, but Unromanced by Erin Connor. I saw this cover and said, yeah, I love that. I love how the vibes are just so different from other romance covers. I also didn't pull it from my shelf, but we would be remiss to not mention First Time Caller and Now Back to You by B.K. Borison.
Yes, I love those covers.
I cannot wait for a Now Back to You as well. I think I'm just going to stick. I don't know how much more romance you have, but I have a few more pulled out here. I'm just going to go by genre here. We're going to have a moment.
One side note, I didn't pull any off there. I don't know if any are in your stack, but I love romance ones that have animals on them, like little dogs. So I know Abby Jimenez has it. Cute. Linda Holmes, just the little dog, the little animal on it. I think is cute.
It's not a dog, but does Bigfoot count?
Sure.
11 Other Conspiracies, Mallory Marlowe. You guys know this is one of our faves. We adore this book. This cover is everything. What else do we got here? Oh, I have a romance cover that doesn't have anything. A lot of our romance covers have the cartoon people on it. A romance cover that I think is one of the most stunning I've ever seen that has no people on it is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. This book, this is summer in a book.
Summer.
And if you guys have not read this is if someone asks me for the perfect romance with the best balance and the most humor with a decent amount of spice but nothing crazy, I tell anyone and everyone to read this book. It's so good.
One romance book I have not read, but I judged it off of its cover, is Liquid.
Oh, yes.
Because it's a spreadsheet, and there's an eye.
Yes.
And a heart. Yep. So by Miriam Ramani. I will read this eventually, but
it's on my shelf
really
too.
Cool. Yeah.
We both grabbed that one.
It's pretty in pink on the inside too.
Oh, I love that. Is it technically a romance or is it a love story?
It's probably a love story.
I think it's a women's fiction with romantic plots.
See, that's as much as I know. I judge it off its cover.
Yep. I have 2 more romances, and then I'm gonna go through this mess of. I have, Hannah, if you could see what I have going on over here, I'm sure you can picture it because it's just there's a lot happening. I have to rearrange my shelves after this. This is too much, but I have 2 books that I love that I also highly recommend reading this summer. Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. First of all, look at these hot people on the cover. Slay. This red dress, amazing. This was a workplace, rivals to lovers forced proximity at a Hawaiian work conference. They're in Hawaii for a work conference. Incredible. I love this cover. Very summery. And another one, if you guys like adventure, if you like just fun romance, good banter, a good amount of spice, Winging It With You by Chip Pons. Make The Amazing Race, put a gay couple on it, follow their journey, and they're strangers, but they have to pretend to be in a relationship. Fake dating. I
can't wait to finish that.
We love a good fake date. But isn't this cover just the cutest thing? It's so cute. I'm obsessed. That's my heinous stack. And I didn't even pull off.
There's so many more
fraction.
Too. I was just looking at my shelf. I was like, oh, I love that cover.
I know. Okay, so I have 2 piles. I'm going to show one more book, and then I have a fantasy pile and a thriller pile. Which one should I go through first?
I'm going to do a couple fiction ones.
Perfect. I'm going to start with my one fiction, then you can do yours.
Okay. Oh, but I was going to pull that one out, so good.
Oh, perfect. Wedding People by Alison Espach. This cover was one, again, I had heard some stirrings that people were loving this book, but I saw the cover and was like, this is stunning. This is so unique. This is beautiful.
I would put that art on my wall.
Yes. Get a print of it. 100%, without a doubt.
The last one is my Jodi Picoult book. I just think it's so pretty. The florals.
Yes.
The navy, the half face.
It is such a pretty book.
It is a pretty book.
She's hefty.
Yeah.
She's hefty.
Yes.
But it's really pretty. So a couple of thrillers. We're going to move into some thrillers here, or
horror
vibes. One of our favorite books of all time, The Only One Left by Riley Sager. People are polarized by this book. This is when I went crazy with some tabs here.
And we still did the whole thing.
We read the book to each other. That's just part of our lore now. That's just part of our history, Hannah. This was just like one of those haunting covers that you see and you're like, yeah, I definitely want to read that one. It's nothing like incredibly like crazy, but I feel like it just does the job of what you need it to do, you know?
Yeah. I have We Used to Live Here, which is my Roman Empire. Do not get me started talking about this book. But the cover is just so cool. It's like just the way it's like striped here, and it's just without
the words are textured, right? Like they're like glossy. Yeah,
they're glossy, and it's kind of like 3D glasses, and like how like if you are listening, you're like, what is she doing? But I'm showing the camera and show and tell the cool features of this. Yes. But this book in general is cool. Like even just if you didn't judge it by the cover and you kind of go through and flip through it, just has some cool things in it, different Morse code and everything like that. Pretty cool.
And that's not to be confused with the book We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. This was a book that I saw and I was like, Hannah, I don't know much about it, but it looks like a book that we would like. And we ended up covering it. We have this sprayed edge edition that we got from Barnes & Noble.
Gorgeous.
And it's so pretty. And also this book is really, really short and we both enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a really interesting, like horror, paranormal, like kind of mystery, we definitely recommend this one. This one was really good.
Yeah. I know you have one of his books as well. Yeah. But I still have not read this. But it is, I feel like one of the coolest looking books, but horror store. But it looks like an IKEA catalog. And even on the inside, it like reads as like an IKEA catalog.
I love that. I feel like I need to read that.
I know. So a horror store is an original work of fiction, horror, and parody. It's just like something about, I don't know, it just looks cool. It literally looks like an IKEA catalog. Like if this was on my coffee table, I feel like somebody would pick it up like thinking that
it was like a catalog to flip through. Yeah.
So very cool book that I definitely judged.
Another horror this book was heavy, guys. If you see this cover and you say, oh, this is pretty, I want to look into it, check your trigger warnings.
Yes.
Check your trigger warnings. I think the book is important, but it's a lot. However, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This cover, it's very shiny, so it's hard to see with my ring light, but I mean, just a stunning. Even like when it's on my shelf,
pretty good.
Yeah, on my shelf like this, I just love seeing like the gold with the butterflies on it. But or I think it's moths actually.
Because I love like the Final Girl support group has a cool cover. We Sold Our Souls has a cool cover. The Southern whatever guide to
Slaying Vampires. Yeah,
pretty good. So whoever does his covers, 10 out of 10.
I have two more like thriller books. They're by the same author. The first one is The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. We saw her on her book tour stop, her first one for this book. So we have the splattered cover. It's embossed as well. But what's really cool is we got like a knife bookmark and other stuff in it. And then she did sign all of our copies. So this is a very special copy of the book here. We got like the Silly Goose Club and the perfect duo with the dogs. So cute. But what I truly think is one of the coolest covers that I've ever seen. And we picked up this book specifically because of the cover. I also have not been able to get the sticker off of this one. I haven't done the blow dryer trick yet, but it is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive. It is actually in a VHS like case. So the book comes in an actual VHS case. And then the book itself looks like an old school VHS tape. And this is just like, this is creativity at its peak. This book is so freaking cool. This is one that like I would love displayed on my shelf forever because just like, even if it was still a good book, but it wasn't like my favorite book of all time or anything. But like, I would never not want this displayed, you know? So
such a cool idea.
Really is. I have 5 more books to show. What do you have, Hannah?
So my next one, are we going into fantasy now?
Yes.
So my next one is just an iconic cover. And when my friend first told me to read this back in 2008, 2009, whenever it came out. Now I'm curious, when did this come out? Oh, this isn't even my copy. It came out in 2005, so I think I read it probably in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
This is my daughter's copy. My daughter got it for her birthday. But it is Twilight. It is Twilight. But just look how iconic. And when I saw the cover, I'm like, yep, done. The font, like, look at that font. The Twilight. The apple.
I mean, it is an iconic cover.
You know? So I just had to shout that out there.
Side note for you guys that don't know, I have never read Twilight. I have never seen Twilight. Twilight is actually baked into Hannah's DNA, like 100%.
Yeah.
So if you would like,
I don't know if it's good or bad. It's
fine. We were thinking about doing like a Patreon in the future where I watch Twilight for the first time. So if you guys would be interested in that, let us know. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So I have 2 authors left.
Oh, and
5 books.
My daughter has 1.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you're
Sophie
just following along, like, this is her. Somebody got this for her birthday, and that's how important. And we're starting early with Twilight.
I love that they got her that, and I got her Where the Sidewalk Ends.
I mean, you know,
it's fine.
Both are important books to have.
100%. They're going to shape her future in very different ways.
Yep.
It's going to be important that we know what team she's on. Like, and you're going to have to let her form her own opinions, Hannah. As hard as that is, you're just going to have to let it happen. But this next author is an indie author, and we connected with her last year. It's been, as the time of recording, it's been just over a year since she released her first book. These covers are stunning, and it's Whit Stanfield, both A Sea of Song and Sirens and A Sea of Wrath and Scoria. And these
that
books,
second one is so good.
So good. And we have the signed special editions from her shop that have like these beautiful edges on them. These books are just beautiful. But yeah, especially A Sea of Wrath and Scoria. And then A Sea of Vows and Silence is coming out in September. And that cover, I cannot wait to get my hands on that. But these are beautiful. If you're interested in fantasy that is different than anything that I've read that's currently out there about naiads, mermaids, female rage, like really good whiplash, break your neck kind of plot twists. We love Whit. We've talked to her twice as well, and we have a really, really great relationship with her. And she is just one of the kindest people. So if you're interested in supporting an indie author and you want to read fantasy that's a little bit different, we highly recommend picking up the Naiads of Jewel series by Whit Stanfield.
100%.
And then the last one that I have here is our good old tried and true Rachel Gillig. Do you have The Night and the Moth out?
I do.
Okay, if you want to show The Night and the Moth, because my light is a little aggressive, and it's going to be the same thing for the next 2, but I mean, that cover. So if you guys don't know, the cover for The Night and the Moth is actually a photograph. So I was watching, I don't know if it was on her Instagram stories or on TikTok, but Rachel Gillig said, like, they were going to have an artist do it, but talked to the publisher, and they ended up taking this picture and then, digitally editing it. And this is a model. And I think it just turned out like so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And like the inside is gorgeous. Like, because I will say I was worried about like reading this one because we loved One Dark Window. And then once it came out and like we saw the cover and everything, I'm like, okay, it's going to be good.
Yep.
It's going to be good.
Speaking of One Dark Window, I have 2 Twisted Crowns on loan to my friend, but I have my special editions. My Barnes & Noble special editions of One Dark Window, 2 Twisted Crowns. And these are those ones that are like heavy too. Like you pick it up and you're like, God damn, that's a book. Love this. It has a quote on the back. This art I'm obsessed with. Like obsessed with this one. And then of course we have this one. It has the sprayed edges, and when you open it, it continues like the filigree patterns. And I just think that these books are so freaking beautiful. I love them so much. I've inadvertently started collecting special editions, and that's not a luxury I can afford, and yet here I am. I still do it. But yeah, these are just like a small fraction of the beautiful books that we have on our shelves. But
yeah, and I know, like, looking at my shelf, I'm like, oh, you know what? I did just randomly pick up that book too.
Yep.
Like way before, social media was telling me what to read. I would just go to the library, browse the shelves, and pick out a book that I thought looked cool. So definitely keep up the good work, authors, and picking publishers and picking some good covers.
Some good covers. And like, there are some beautiful indie covers out there too. Like there are just There are so many good books and so many amazing covers. Like, I still remember covers from when I was younger. Like, there's this one series, I don't know if anyone remembers it, but it's the Daughters of the Moon series by Lynn Ewing, I think. I will never forget those covers. Like, I love those so much. And I'm sure if I looked them up right now, I'd be like, okay, well.
Well, even like my girl, like Sarah Dessen, like maybe not necessarily like this, but she just had like, it was literally like, it's no wonder why I love romance books now, because this was my bread and butter.
I actually have, I think I have a Sarah Dessen. Hold on one second.
Look at, that's her signature, just that.
I love that.
But it's a signed first edition. Did not know.
Oh my God. Okay, Slay. Love that for you. Let me see what this edition is before I show it. I have Keeping the Moon.
I love that one. I know that cover.
Yep. This edition, this is from 2004. So, and it's this book right here.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Yep.
I loved Sarah Dessen books. Just Listen was one of my favorites.
That's my least favorite.
See? Keeping the Moon, this book I really enjoyed. The Truth About Forever.
Truth About Forever was my favorite. That was my first.
So good. So good. I would eat these up and I would read these in one sitting, like day of.
Along for the ride.
Along for the ride. Yes, yes, yes. Ugh, I just love a good book. Yeah. And I love a good book cover.
So thank you all so much for judging books by their covers with us and turning the page. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, and subscribe to our newsletters. We can get that out to you here soon. And let us know in the comments too what books you've judged by their covers or what books you want us to read based on their covers. We just want to hear from you.
Yes. And please, please, please drop a review and a 5-star rating of the podcast on your preferred platform and share it with your bookish besties who you think might enjoy listening to us.
Next week, we are debuting our first Look What You Made Me Read episode, picked by a member of the bookish community and one of our very good friends, Kristen. And she told us to read The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen.
Yes. And I am so excited because I just saw that Julia Whalen is the one who narrated this audiobook. I just checked it out on Libby, so I cannot wait to dive into this one as soon as I finish one other book that I'm in the middle of. But we are so excited. And, you know, we might have a special guest appearance by Kristen. Her handle is @WhitchBookNext, WITCH. And I just adore Kristen. She is amazing. We love her so much. And we're so thankful that she, you know, shared a book recommendation with us to force us to read.
Yep.
And we'll be talking about that next week on July 23rd. So forever and always,
keep reading with kindness.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.